This is my disc destroyer. It's a mean little machine with one job, testing grinding discs. With so many grinding discs and countless reviews, it's hard to separate fact from fiction. This is where the disc destroyer comes in. It cuts through the noise, delivering real results. No bias, no sponsorships, just cold hard tests. Grinding discs can face a lot of real-world challenges, like high and low pressures, hot and cold materials, and of course, fast and slow speeds. This machine tests it all, so that we can finally find the truth in the reviews. Today I am testing the Pukamam Type 29 flap disc, coming in at $1.98. This disc had some pretty favorable reviews online. This reviewer gave the disc 5 stars, saying they were well balanced and long wearing. And this review gave 4 stars, saying it made prepping for welding easier. However, even in the positive reviews, users say the discs wear very quickly. This dissatisfied customer gave the disc just 2 stars, saying it wore out super quickly. So which of these reviews should you follow, and which should you forget? Let's test them to find out. Let me break this down for you. Each disc will be grinding this test bar to see how much it can remove within 20 minutes time. This will chart out its story and tell us exactly how this disc behaves based on how much material it removes at any given point. But if the disc stops effectively grinding the bar or just straight up disintegrates, the test is over. Let's begin. I began the first test by simulating light pressure grinding with a 4-pound weight. This is roughly equivalent to the weight of a grinder. Soon after the experiment began, it was clear the disc was struggling to perform. After just 6 minutes, the test was halted as the disc stopped making any noticeable progress. When I examined the coupon up close, I saw a little under 2.5 inches of material had been removed. By this point, the results were aligning closely with what the 2-star review had described. Next, I wanted to see if adding heat to the coupon could extend the disc's durability. So I heated the first few inches of the coupon to mimic grinding through a hot weld. At first, the disc showed a lot of promise, but eventually it still petered out by the 6-minute mark. This time it removed less than a half an inch more of material than the cold test, which is barely even a dent. So what's happening? One possible explanation for the poor performance could be that the grinding speeds are too high, wearing out the disc fast. So for my next experiment, I kept the 4 pounds of pressure, but lowered the RPM from 11,000 to 6,000. This time the disc lasted about 40 seconds longer, but ultimately removed less material. So why is this happening? It looks like our discs are glazing over quickly, shaving off just a few inches of material before the abrasive loses its cutting power. A short lifespan was mentioned in multiple reviews, but so was the disc's ability to remove a decent amount of material. One last thing we can test to hopefully grind more of the coupon is increasing the pressure. So I upped the grinder speed back to its maximum RPM, and this time I swapped out the 4-pound weight and increased it to 8. And immediately the disc was showing promising results. By the 5-minute mark, the disc had removed just over 6 inches of the material, but not long after, it began to smoke, ending the test early. The 8-pound pressure was showing lots of potential for removing material. Next, I reintroduced the heat to the first few inches of the coupon. My hypothesis is this will give the disc a slight edge in the beginning before it smokes again. And based on the data, it looks like I was correct. This time, the disc lasted 10 minutes before starting to smoke, much longer than any of the other tests. It also was able to cut just under 11.5 inches of material, nearly double the cold test. Ultimately, the hot metal was a huge improvement to disc performance, providing a major advantage early on. So how accurate were these reviews? I would say they all had some truth to them. Positive reviewers most likely used this disc with heavy pressure and hot material to maximize durability and effectiveness. And the negative reviewers likely used the disc with light pressure, making the disc glaze too early, reducing the abrasive's cutting power. Nearly every review highlighted the disc's short lifespan, a claim confirmed in all tests except the final one. If you'd like to see the data I've collected for this disc, as well as the other discs in these tests, I've posted them at the Fireball forum, linked in the description. I'm going to keep posting more and more of these test videos, so stay tuned to find the truth in the reviews. And if you're wondering why I built the rig the way I did, how it works, and what it's all about, I have a video that goes into great detail that you should check out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.